And you're gonna put most of your weight in one foot, but roll on the outside and the inside of the ball of the other foot. Inhaling and exhaling. And then you're gonna lift that leg and circle the ankle. And reverse directions of those circles. From here, you're gonna circle from the knee. Our knee actually has a little bit of circular motion it can do. So it looks like it's a big move because the toe is moving big, but the knee gets a little bit. Reverse directions. If you're feeling at all wobbly, you can put your hand on something. We're getting some balance, but we're not doing this for the sake of balance right now. Then put that foot down and loosely circle that hip joint. Inhaling and exhaling, and reverse directions. And we'll do that all on the other side. So we'll start by rolling in and out on the ball of that foot. Now lift that leg and circle the ankle. Reverse directions of those circles. And now circle from the knee. And again, if you want something to balance, you can use that. And reverse. Lower the foot and circle that hip joint. Inhale and exhale and reverse. Good. From here, we're going to stretch the front of your foot and ankle. So you're going to reach one leg behind you, curl your toes under so your toenails are on the floor. And then if you keep a soft bend in that leg, it's going to be less intense. The more you straighten it, the more you'll feel a stretch to the front of the foot and ankle. If you feel like you're getting a cramp, you can come right out of it. But otherwise, we rarely stretch the front of our ankle, and it could use it. It doesn't bend this way as we move ever, right? Not in walking anyway. And switch sides, send the other leg back, curl the toes under, and again, a soft bend will be subtle. You can straighten it. If it feels good, you can think of like almost as if you were going to drag it forward, but you're not, but like put pressure down into the toes. That'll give you a deeper stretch too if that feels okay. You don't have to. Any level that feels good to you. And release. From here, we're going to stand about shoulder width apart. You're going to try to keep the hips stable. So just side bend from the waist. So the pelvis is not going to move. We're going side to side, and you're getting whatever movement you can get from the waist without letting the hips sway with you. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, one more each side. When you reach, press down through that heel, lengthening the body, come back up. Bring your legs closer to each other, maybe a little space if you're comfortable. And you're gonna side bend, but let the hips go out and come back up. And side bend and up. Side bend. And just make note, which side bend feels better in your body? Do you like it better when you keep the hips stable? Do you like the ability to let them sway out? What does your body need more of today? Reach and reach. Come back up. Legs again a little bit wider, and you're just going to let yourself twist and let those arms swing. Inhaling Inhale, come back to center. You're going to bring the arms up for arm circles and then press down to your side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. To this, we're going to add a really small movement. When the arms go up, lift the breastbone up and then come back to tall as you press down. Bend back, lift the arms and press down. You're trying to bend back from the breastbone, not the low back. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, I meant to ask, but I'm assuming you all have one. You need like an open door, or door jamb you can use for this, or something that can support your body weight that you can kind of pull on. So if you go to a doorway, you're going to stagger your legs and hold on with one hand. You're going to round your back and pull, not letting that arm go. So you're rounding and pulling. You should feel a stretch in your shoulder, your lat in the back, maybe your tricep. But we're going to hold this stretch and breathe into that back for 3 deep breaths. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, keep that rounded spine, keep that gentle pull. Inhale and exhale. Come on up, switch your legs, staggering them again, and there's no right or wrong. It doesn't matter which one's forward. What are you more comfortable with? Switch sides, so you might have to go to the other side of your doorway. Do a soft bend in those knees. Round the back like you're doing a cat stretch, and then pull like you're pulling on that door jamb. Not so hard that you would fall over, but you're getting some traction in that shoulder blade. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Come on up from there. We're going to do each side one more time. So switch your legs. The other hand goes back on that door jamb. You round the back and pull, and then breathe in and exhale. Breathe in again. Blow all that air out. Inhale and exhale. Come back up, switch your legs. Last time. Round, think cat stretch, and then pull. Feeling that stretch all around your shoulder blade. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, we're going to do a standing hip flexor stretch. So you're going to set up as if you're going to do a lunge. One foot is forward, one foot is back. All 10 toes are forward. And your back heel is lifted. You're going to do a little tuck of the tailbone, bend your front leg. You're looking to feel a stretch through the front of the back leg, okay? So if you don't find that, you can kind of play. Some people do feel it more if they press their heel down, but more often than not, I find people feel it better if their heel is up. But you can play with that a little bit. Hold this stretch, and now we're going to lift the arms and do that little bit of a back bend. And then just come back to tall and drop the arms. Little back bend and return to tall. Always keeping that stretch in the front of the hip. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to set up for the other side. So switch your feet. All 10 toes forward. Start by getting a little tuck of that tailbone. Bend that front leg. You're looking for that hip flexor stretch. One side might be tighter than the other. And we're going to inhale, a slight bend back from the upper back, not the low back. Then just return. Inhale, bend back. If you feel wobbly or like you're struggling to balance, you can put your hand on the wall or a chair and just move one arm up. Little back bend. Exhale, center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, return. Inhale, lift. exhale, return. From here, we're gonna pick flowers. So you're gonna take a wide stance, standing about as wide as your mat, arms out to the sides. So you've got that wide stance. From here, reach long out the crown of your head as you hinge forward, looking to pull on your hamstrings. Then bend the knees, go as low as you want, scoop up some imaginary flowers, tuck the tailbone, roll through the spine. At the top, it's that same back bend, throw the flowers, and then come back to tall. Hinge, looking to pull on those hamstrings, but the back should not hurt. Soften the knees, go as low as you want. Now think of rolling through a cat stretch to come back up. Go past tall, throw the flowers overhead and back to a straight spine. Hinge forward, soften the knees, scoop up those flowers, scoop that belly, tuck the tailbone. Throw the flowers and return to tall. Hinge forward. Knees soften, scoop the belly, roll through the spine, throw the flowers, and tall, 2 more. Hinge back, squat down, scoop up those flowers, abs draw in, throw the flowers, and back to tall. 1 more time, hinge. And bend the knees, scoop the belly, roll through the spine, throw the flowers, and back to tall. Relax the arms. From here, standing hip distance apart, we're going to do a little bit of bouncing. Inhaling and exhaling, letting everything be loose and just bounce with you, just lifting and lowering the heels at a pace that feels right. Getting everything warmed up and tingly. Inhale and exhale. Pause there. From here, before we go down to the mat, you're going to take a little bit of a squat. One hand on your thigh, the other arm is free and dangling, and you're going to circle it. And once you get the circular motion going, try to let it just swing loosely. And then reverse directions. Check in on your spine. You're neutral, so you're sticking the butt out. You're not rounded and curled here. And switch arms. Hand on your thigh, and let that arm just circle. As loose as it can in the shoulder joint. And reverse directions. Still breathing. And release. All right, from here you can have a seat on your mat. You're going to start leaning back into your hands with your legs wide. The distance apart you might want to play with, maybe as far as your mat, but maybe not quite as far. You're going to stagger the knees and let them drop to one side, and then let them drop to the other side. Inhaling and exhaling as you sway here. Going at your own pace. We're going to pause after a few more, so you'll get to hold it in a second. Inhale and exhale. This time, drop to one side. Now, you can just stay there, or if you want, whatever way the knees are pointing, that arm stays down, and the other arm makes a big sweeping circle, like you're strumming a guitar backwards. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Plant that hand, drop the knees to the other side. You can hold, or you make that big circular motion. Allowing your body to twist with the arm a little bit, so you don't have to hold the chest stable. You can move. Inhale, exhale. One more time around and release. From here, we're going to lie down on your back for some hip rolls. So neutral pelvis, you have a slight arch in your low back, your arms are at your sides. You're going to gently rock to imprint, tuck the tailbone, and peel off one vertebrae at a time. At the top, press the breastbone down, roll back down through the spine, and unwind to neutral. Abs draw in, squeeze the butt, peel the spine off, take a deep breath in, and then lengthen down one vertebrae at a time, unwind to neutral. Abs initiate, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the butt, peel the spine off, take a deep breath, and lengthen down, tucking that tailbone, releasing. Abs draw in, scoop the belly, squeeze the butt, peel, and control it down, and unwind one more time. Tuck that tailbone, peel, roll through your spine, and lengthen down and release. From here, we're going to go into push-pull. So you're going to press your low back gently against the floor, interlock your fingers on your shin just below the knee. This will not look like anything's happening. What is happening is your arms are pulling your knee in, but your knee is pushing away, and because you use equal pressure, nothing appears to happen. So take a deep breath in, exhale, push, pull, the shin into the hands into the shin, and then inhale, release. Exhale, push, pull, inhale, release. Exhale, push, pull, and release. Exhale, push, pull, release. Exhale, push, pull, release one more time. Exhale, push, pull, release. Take that same leg, straighten it down the mat. Give it a little wiggle side to side. Again, loosening it up in that hip joint. So where you feel that push-pull might be different for everyone. Maybe deep in that hip, maybe a little in your low back. Maybe both places. Slide this leg back in. Again, the low back is pressed gently towards the floor. Bring your other leg in and exhale, push, pull. Inhale, release. Maybe you feel it really low in your abdominals. Push, pull, release. Push, pull, release. Push, pull, release. Push, pull, release. Straighten that leg and give it a little wiggle side to side. And then slide that leg back in. We're going to lie in our goalpost position. So you're lying on the floor with your arms like a goalpost. So you're lying down like this. And you're trying to feel heavy in your rib cage, noticing if the upper back is arching. Press every rib against the floor. Flatten your shoulder blades out against the floor. Elbows down, then try to get the wrists and all 5 fingers, including those pinkies, to touch the mat. They might not, right? Maybe your wrists are popping or your pinkies turned up. Maybe your ribs are popped. Sometimes that's the hardest one to tell. But every exhale, think of just getting heavier against the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. You can just stay here and breathe. You don't have to add this movement. Otherwise, keeping the elbows bent and as many points on the floor as you can. Move your arms the same way you would if you were making a snow angel, except that snow angel has bent arms. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep breathing. And and release. From here, you're going to flip over onto your side using your bottom arm as a pillow. The legs are going to be bent like you're sitting in a chair, 90 degrees at the knees and the hips. Reach your top arm out. You're going to start by twisting forward as if someone is pulling you forward. Then slide back through your start position. Float the arm up, support your head, and twist back. Exhale, spiral back around. Twist forward. Glide back, lift, open, look behind you, take a deep breath, and spiral back. Twist forward, glide back, lift, open wide, breathe in. Abs gently draw in as you come back around. Twist forward, glide back, float the arm, look back, and spiral one more time. Twist forward, glide it back, lift and open, breathe in, and spiral back and close. All right, we're gonna flip over and do that same move on the other side. So your bottom arm becomes the pillow, legs are bent 90 degrees at the knees and the hips, the top arm reaches out. Twist forward, slide back, float the arm and open. Take a deep breath and spiral back. Twist forward, glide back, lift, open, breathe in, and spiral back. Twist forward, glide it back, float the arm, open, breathe, and come on back around. Twist forward, glide back, lift the arm and open and spiral one more time. Twist forward, glide back, abs are connected, breathe in and come on back and close. All right, from here we're going to come on up to a seated position, legs Taylor style. You're going to have one palm up, one palm down. We did this one, this was new I think last week. So you're going to lean in the direction of your lifted palm and then lean and flip the palms. Keep going, reaching, different than a side bend. You reach, reach, and lengthen. Try to keep the glutes planted so the butt doesn't come with you when you reach. One more time each side. Come back to center, relax the arms. You can stay Taylor style if mermaid position doesn't feel good on your hips. But if it feels okay, you're going to stagger the legs. So one foot is against your thigh and the other foot is back. And you can also just straighten this leg rather than be Taylor style too. So lots of options. From here, bend to one side. Come on up, place your hand on the floor and stretch over. Come on up and side bend and side bend here. Inhale and exhale. Last time to this side, go ahead and side bend. Plant your hand on the floor, do a side bend, then twist towards the floor. Think of rounding like you're doing a cat stretch. Then lengthen out, lift the breastbone like you are masted on a ship. Then come back to your side bend, stack it up, and we flip the legs. So go ahead and flip your legs, knowing that if this hip is not happy, you can always adjust. You're not stuck here. And we're going to side bend, and then the hand goes to the floor, and you stretch. And side bend, inhale, and exhale. Noticing if one side feels tighter. Does anything stand out as different in your body that you should make note of? This time you're going to plant that hand. We first go into the side bend. Then you twist both hands on the mat, round like a cat. Then unwind, lengthen out like a mast on a ship. Twist back to your side bend. Come on up to tall. From here, we're going to come on to all fours, and we're going to start with just a basic cat stretch. So we're starting in neutral. Inhale, exhale, connect with those abs, round the spine, and then unwind, stick the tailbone out, and lift the head. Exhale, abs initiate, round the back, unwind and lengthen out. Round the back, scoop the belly, unwind and lengthen. Abs draw in, round and unwind. Now we're going to combine rounding as you sit back, like you're going into a shell stretch, but emphasizing that roundness. So round, start the cat, but press yourself back, staying rounded, and then come right back to neutral on all fours. Round, scoop that belly and sit back. Neutral, all fours. Round and scoop, sit back. Neutral in all fours. One more time like this. Round, abs draw in and unwind. From here, you're going to move your hands a smidgen forward. You can stick with that. You can repeat what we were just doing. You don't have to add this if it doesn't feel good on your back. You're going to start with that same move. Round and sit back. Then come back to all fours for neutral. But if it feels okay, continue moving forward. Drop the hips forward and bend back. Then connect with those abs to pull the hips up. Pass through neutral. Round and sit back. Back through neutral. Letting the hips drop forward with control. Lift that chin. Abs connect. Round the spine as you sit back. Pass through neutral as you let those hips control themselves forward. One more time. Abs draw up and back as you round back. And then control it forward. Drop that pelvis. And come on back. Everybody sit back into a shell stretch. Butt over your heels. Forehead towards the floor, pressing your palms into the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. From here, we're going to come back to a seated position. You're going to flick your fingers like you're flicking water off of them, loosening up those wrists a little bit. And then make fists and circle, trying to move the wrist in every direction it can go as you do these circles. Feeling different stretches in your forearms as you move through that. And then reverse directions. Inhaling and exhaling, even here. Relax the hands. You're going to look halfway between your breastbone and your shoulder. Drop the chin down. You should feel a stretch in the opposite side of the back of the neck. If you'd like a little more, you can use your hand, just the weight of your hand on top of your head, and it'll stretch that a little deeper. Again, pick where you're happier. Breathing. Release the hand. If you're using it, lift the head, turn and look to the other side. You drop just the chin down. Adding the hand is optional. I hope that feels good. Release the hand, look straight ahead. We're going to put our hand on the chest, gently pull down so you feel your skin get tight. Lift the chin. That might be enough of a stretch, but if you want more, jut your chin forward like you're giving yourself an underbite. And breathe. Release that stretch. Switch which hand is on your chest. Gently pull down. Lift the chin. Then the underbite is optional. And release. Give the shoulders a little shake. Wiggle anything you need to wiggle. You have made it. I'm going to unmute you. How do you guys feel?
Oh, that was great, Maggie.